Good evening and welcome to the February 16th, 2023 meeting of Grafton, Mass. Accessibility Advisory Commission. I'm Roger Trahan, Chair of the Commission, and I call this meeting to order.
Good evening. This meeting is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of July 17th, 2022. The order can be found on the town's website at www.grafton-ma.gov. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless participation is required by law. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that the attendees are participating via video conference. Please be aware that others may be able to see you, and please take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. Please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait for the chair to yield the floor to you. If members wish to engage with other members, please do so through the chair. The chair will now confirm that all members are present and that they can be heard.
Okay, thank you. And just to reiterate, I guess I don't need to do that. I've confirmed that everyone can hear me and is present. So welcome. And moving on to the first item, announcements. I did not have any announcements prepared for tonight. I know that yesterday, I thought it was tonight, but yesterday was International Angelman Syndrome Day. Am I referring to that correctly? The word syndrome? I'm not sure, but
I think you are. I think you are.
I think you are too as well.
Okay, and I had seen it all over the net, and I had mistaken it to be today. I was going to post something on my own social media accounts, but I was one day late. So that's something I wanted to call attention to. And then one other thing is under announcements for March, World Down Syndrome Day is March 21st. And there's a 21 challenge. And I'm assuming that's related to the reference to what 21st chromosome. There's a 21 challenge to raise awareness and support programming for those with Down syndrome. And they give I received an email, I'll forward it to you, folks. Do 21 jumping jacks, push-ups, planks, walk for 21 minutes, do a polar plunge for 21 seconds. It's a 21 theme to raise awareness and support for programs for those with Down syndrome. So that's March 21st. Any other announcements that anyone has?
No announcements, Roger. We didn't do attendance.
All right, not officially, but I think before
Okay.
Oh, okay. In other words, maybe before I opened the meeting, I did, but technically I need to then. Laura.
Laura here.
Christy.
Here.
Bob.
Here.
Rob.
Here.
And I'm here. Okay. I guess I technically needed to do that at some point after the meeting was called to order. Sorry about that. And any other announcements? All right. And I'm trying to be mindful of Mr. Berger needing to depart at 7. External correspondence. I put this on the agenda, and I don't want to get into a big discussion about this, but I know, Christy, you had been back and forth CCing me with Ron Paolillo, who's the project manager for the library, regarding adding compliant signage for the front entrance to direct patrons to the accessible entrance. And so I know you've been back and forth, Christy, with him regarding various features of signs without us tackling the requirements of and to Mr. Berger. Someone wants to put a sign up. Is it through the planning office? If someone wants to erect signage, can I assume that this project manager who was the existing project manager for the library from Drummy Roseanne Anderson knows the town process for putting up signs?
Yeah, what type of sign are we talking about, and where's this sign going?
Christie.
It was part of the scope of the building project. It's the sign that's in front of the library directing people to the accessible entrance from the front steps facing the common.
So it doesn't exist now, but does it lack certain features?
It was actually designed. Did you see the design? It was a nice homage to the wrought iron work that's already part of the entire building design. It's a very unified looking sign, and the architect firm, like you said, Roger, designed it, and it's also approved by the Historical Commission.
Okay, so what was he looking for from us then again?
We have to give the approval. Us and the Historical Commission had to give approval to that sign before it to go forward.
You mean
And did we?
I did. I okayed it. I think it now has to come forward again. I don't know
So
if we all have to do it, but
So in other
But
words,
you
are you
will-
saying
I was waiting for you
accessibility?
to chime in too. I gave my 2 cents and then
Oh, okay, but the thing is that as a committee, I wasn't aware that there was some statute that Accessibility Advisory Commission needed to weigh in on this and endorse it. Are you saying that that's what's required by statute?
he was looking for our approval.
Okay, then
So
I
I
need
gave
to,
my approval. I don't know if you gave your approval.
all right, and we can't do a serial approval like outside a meeting. We can't have a serial discussion that would comprise a majority of our board. And that would be an open meeting law violation. So I need to bring this back, I guess, for March and as an agenda item with the specs and the pictures and everything like that.
Well, it's gonna be redone. I gave approval for some of it, but I said it needs this, 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 and this. So it's still being a work in
Okay,
progress.
all right. all right.
It didn't have some accessibility features I wanted in it,
All right.
so.
So let me put this on the March agenda and Bob, do you want me to forward the email chain to you?
No.
No?
And just so everybody realizes, under the building department, we don't even have to give them a permit for the sign.
Oh,
Town signs are exempt from all regulations.
okay. So this is more about what it looks like and what the features are of the sign because it's accessibility related. Okay, then I'll put together the drawings and the email chain and add it to our next meeting.
Do you want me to share the screen to show you what it looks like now?
You could, I'm just trying to be mindful of.
I got 20
okay.
minutes. I have 20 minutes. Don't worry
All
about
right. Okay, go for it.
Okay, I just have to search for it, and for some reason, I'm trying to remember Ronald. Paoli, there it is. Okay, looking for the attachment. Here it is.
Did I allow you to share? Yeah, I think I
it. Yeah,
did.
you did, because I shared.
Well, it's coming.
Uh,
It's loading. It's a graphic.
So while it's loading, let me just say one thing. I looked into, if you're not at a meeting, can you still vote on the minutes on the next meeting? The answer is yes. So we don't have to abstain from any of these minutes that you weren't at the meeting. You can vote it up or down.
Yep,
Does everybody understand that?
yep.
So I understand what you're saying, but how is that? How can I vote on minutes that I wasn't a part of?
You can abstain.
You're just voting that you understand that the person took the meeting minutes and you read them and you're confident that they put them together to depict what happened at that meeting. And that came straight from the Attorney General's office.
And
Okay.
you have the, any member, if they don't feel comfortable doing that, has the ability to abstain. And
Yeah.
so, yeah,
It was just a question that, kept on coming up, so I wanted to answer that question.
thank you, Mr. Berger.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so did you find Christie?
Yeah, I just stopped sharing. I shared one scope. I'm
That
gonna
was
share the
fast.
other.
I thought that was the second pick. All right.
And this is where it's going to also show the travel path for accessible entrance.
Okay,
And I suggested that it also have some icons.
on the
So-
bottom right where the curve comes from that front walkway, I'm glad that they cut down the shrubs because it was impeding the sidewalk. I was really psyched when I saw that clearance.
Yeah. And then the other one is the actual profile. So let me show that to you as well. It's actually a tilted at an angle so that it will water will run off it. And you can see the height. You can see the ornate sides. I think it looks pretty good.
Mm.
I
Hey, Christie, I'm really psyched that finally something in the library is being built where water is being directed to somewhere where it should go.
And then the side view, which is kind of a hard, this is going to be a hard one to see, but I'll try. At the top there, it's the profile. And let me see if I can get it a little larger. I don't know if it stays.
No,
No,
it
it
doesn't. It's
doesn't.
off center.
So this is from the side, and then this just shows the profile that it's a very flat, ornate width, but the length is just going to be flat. So, and again, what we already know. So good.
So what I'll do is so we're waiting for him to give us additional specs. Is that what we're waiting for?
It's not the specs. It's just going to be at the top. It's just
Okay.
going to be the iconographic symbols I wanted added to the map.
All right, then what I'll do is I'll put this on next month's agenda if everyone's
Okay.
okay with that. All right. I received then correspondence from, it was just a one pager from Mass Architectural Access Board, February 6, 23 decision regarding Wheeler Road hiking trail. It's simply an extension, temporarily granting an extension to August 1, 2023 for the required remediation from AAB. So that's in the meeting packet. So that was external correspondence. And then the third external correspondence came to me. It really doesn't pertain to us now, but I'll still mention it because all committees got this. The bylaw study committee had some revisions, and if you go to their webpage, even though we're tackling one section, Dave Robbins had sent me an email regarding revisions that have already been done. So if anyone wants to look at them, they're on the town website on their webpage. Any other external correspondence? No, I did not have any. 2022 annual report of our commission. I'm wondering, I may have pie on my face, regarding accessibility. I think I put the word draft a little bit dark on the watermark, but I hope that everyone could read that. Do I have a motion to accept the draft report as written?
So moved.
Okay. And do I have a second?
Second.
Laura?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Second by Laura. All right. Any discussion on the motion? Wasn't exactly a chronology. I kind of bounced a little bit back and forth. Put it in 16 font, so it'd be a little bit more readable. Kind of followed some of the same talking points as last year and then added some of the things that we did this year. So does anyone have any comments on anything that should be taken out, added, changed?
I just have one comment.
Sure.
My comment is, I'm pretty sure that Cindy I gave us a format that we're supposed to use.
Okay.
and I think it was 10. And I think if you give it to her in 16 and it doesn't meet her format, she's not gonna be happy if she has to.
Actually, you know what? She was okay with that last year and the year before.
Okay,
Yeah, if you look in the town report, the last 2 years, it's been,
it's been bigger.
yeah, it has been noticeably
Okay.
larger. In last year, I think it's possible that 2 years ago was 14, but last year I put it in 16. She was okay with it, and she didn't have a problem with that. So,
I've been yelled at for putting in the wrong font. I guess you must be special.
I must be special. I think no one wants to get into the politics of battling us on font size, I guess. So anyway, I did have my own question, and maybe it is to Mr. Berger, because okay, on the third page of the report, commission members Catherine Dorr, Rob Paulsonelli, and Robert Berger attended the Mass Office on Disabilities October 27th, 2022 Hybrid Summit, Accessibility in a Digital World. Am I right about you three, Catherine, Rob, and Bob?
Oh, yes,
All right. Okay. And so I don't think there was anyone else that attended.
not from our group, no.
No.
Believe
Okay.
so.
All right. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't leave anyone else out or add someone that shouldn't be there. And yeah, and so let me ask you on the final page, respectfully submitted. I don't know if I need to do this, but I put in parentheses on after your name, Bob. You know, I know officially Robert S. Berger, you know, as submitted by, and then Robert Paulsonelli, and we know you as Bob and Rob respectively. Do you want me to just leave it in there or take it out?
You talking about mine?
In other words, both of you, in other
Yeah,
words.
mine is Robert S. Berger.
And shall I remove the parentheses that said Bob? And
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
And how about you, Rob?
Just, yeah, simply for uniformity, you can take mine out too.
Okay, then I'll do that. Okay. All right. So does anyone have any? Did everyone read it?
Rob,
Yes.
what's your middle initial
Oh, F,
as well? Okay,
sorry, F as in Francis.
yeah,
All right. So are you? Do you want me to add the middle initial, Rob?
No, no,
Pardon?
I don't use it often.
Okay. Okay. And all right. All right. Any other comments? All right. Hearing none. All those in favor with the changes that I made regarding the formal names. All those in favor by roll call: Laura,
Laura, I.
Christie,
aye.
Mr. Berger,
Aye.
Rob,
Aye.
Roger, I declare the motion carried 5-0. Okay.
Well, I got 10 minutes, so let's take something out of order, Roger.
Okay, sure. Yeah, the
webpage.
webpage, yes, under all
Content.
business.
So I spoke to the town administrator's office, and if you want to change content, our contact person's William.
It is, okay.
It is William. So, you know, I don't know what you want to do or how you want to do it, but I suggest if you're going to want to throw some pictures, some captions, or change it all around, that's most likely going to be a Zoom meeting just to explain what you want to do, how you want to do it, and then he's going to have to do it.
Okay. And I noticed since the web page was reformatted and everything, there's still some room. I know that one of the things we did is there's the far left columns that have a lot of titles and such to them. And having seen the meeting on TV today, I took my lunch hour to watch the playback. And I agree with everyone from last month that we don't want to try to just flood the web page with all this minutia and content, but at a high level, to be able to provide direction, either links or documents at a high level that point people in the direction of obtaining information or how to do things. And so I don't know whether you want to take this piecemeal. I know, Rob, you had mentioned we really didn't have any big things on our plate, similar to the ADA self-eval, where we spent a large swath of time on it, that this could be a really good thing to tackle in 2023. I guess we don't have to tackle it at once, but when we do, what do people think of either a workshop meeting or just tackling it piecemeal by us just periodically perusing other accessibility or disability commissions web pages for ideas? Links to MOD, how to apply for disability exemptions, things like that, that may be repeated elsewhere on this website, our town's website, but do you just want to tackle it just periodically and then
Let me jump in and then I'm gonna walk away after I give my spiel. Roger, I think that you have a good idea that maybe each one of us should pick a town or a couple towns and start taking a look at what they're doing on their web pages.
Okay.
And then we should probably try to capture that with pitches.
Okay.
And then we should have a workshop so we can now present to our other members, this is what we found. And then we can collaborate and try to put all the pieces together to come out with a good product.
Okay.
Those are my thoughts.
All right, that's a good idea. Does anyone have any objection to me being a ball hog by wanting to grab Worcester? I know Bob Buera, and I've known him for 20 years, who's the chair of the Worcester's Accessibility Advisory Commission. He has some historic perspective about this process, and I've perused their website a little bit. If anyone without objection, I'll take Worcester. If anyone else wants to just
They
kind of
do
bounce
have a
around.
good, yeah, they have a good site. I go there because I'm on their site notification things. Whenever something comes up, I get the email. So I'm on theirs a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No objection. I think that's perfectly fine,
Okay,
in
awesome.
my opinion.
All right.
And I want to take Northborough.
Okay.
I'm writing that down.
All right.
And hold on, I want to take Northborough and I want to take Hopkinton.
Okay.
And I want to take Westboro and Holliston.
Westboro, Holliston.
All right, everybody, I got to jump on my next meeting. And then on our next meeting, Roger, you should put on the agenda for committee members just to present.
Okay.
We don't have to discuss, but we should just get a look at of what we've gathered. And then
Sure.
after that meeting, we should schedule a workshop.
All right. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay. Everybody have a great night. Thank you.
All right.
night.
Thanks,
You
Bob.
too, Bob. Have a good one.
You too.
All right.
Roger, I've got quite literally no preferences at all on what towns.
Okay.
I mean, this is one of those, like, I do crap like this all the time.
How about
So-
Boston? How about Boston?
Not
Well,
great.
that, so that's an idea too. And
Somerville
we'd
and
actually done,
Cambridge are better.
I
Cambridge?
was just gonna say, we had actually done that a little bit
Yeah.
when we were looking at the charge. But I tried to hit some of the more progressive towns
Right.
and
Like
communities, so
Brookline.
I'm more than happy to do that.
So
Right,
like
I mean-
Brookline, Cambridge, or?
Yeah, there's also like
Some of them.
Acton, Boxborough, all of those towns are
Yep.
are really way beyond what we're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you want to tackle, Rob?
I'm fine with everything that everyone just said.
Well, like,
It won't,
like Cambridge and,
Cambridge, Somerville, I always throw them in the mix with Cambridge.
okay.
Acton Boxborough is a really good one. Brookline's a good one.
All right.
And it might as well hit
Are you
Boston.
leaving any left for me? Rob? Okay, so Cambridge, Somerville, Acton, Brookline. Is that enough?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll go west. So I'm gonna go to Amherst, Northampton. Because I know they had some good stuff out there. Remember, we looked, I didn't see
Yep.
anything really past there, but I think the 5 towns, the 5 college towns there, Hadley and all them, I think they actually have a really good cohesive system. So I'll just look at that 5 town, we call it the 5 college town area.
Okay,
I'll look a little bit at the Cape, but I remember, Rob, when we looked, because we thought, a lot of people retire at the Cape, we'll see some great
Yep.
stuff.
Not so much.
No, I don't think they use the web. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. That's ages. But yeah. So anyways, yeah, let's see what we get from these folks.
all right, awesome. All right, so,
Love it.
And I'm
Um,
happy to look anywhere else. If anybody
Okay.
thinks it should be targeted, I'm happy to do so.
all right, thank you. Yeah,
Shrewsbury, maybe,
this,
I don't know.
what was that?
Shrewsbury's a good town.
Okay.
Shrewsbury's probably really good.
Yeah,
And a neighbor. That's
yep,
All
yeah,
right,
Yeah.
so you want to add Shrewsbury to yours, Laura?
yep, sure.
All right, so Shrewsbury, Westboro, Holliston. All right, how about you, Chrissy? You said Amherst, Northampton, and that's,
Hadley, East
Okay.
Hampton, like that 5 college town area.
okay. Yeah, I think we can really knock this out of the park. I think it's something that is overdue. People, I think there's probably a shortage of information out there without people really going far and wide. I think we can kind of abbreviate things for a lot of people and have some good content out there without having to be every website out there. So. Right, so, all right, so under old business, seeing as we took that out of order and treat this as number 4, does anyone else have any old business items that they wanted to address? Okay, nor did I. All right, then back to second. Number 4 will be now number 5, I guess. Hold on one moment. All right, the meeting minutes, let me just go to them. Catherine's gonna come on, there'll be like 2 minutes left. All right, all right. Do I have a motion to approve the January 19th, 2023 draft minutes as presented?
So moved.
All right, and do I have a second?
Second,
All right. Don't all answer at once.
I know, I was gonna say, I'm sorry, I'm pulling up the meeting minutes right
No, that's
now.
okay. That's
I
okay.
apologize. My computer is very slow tonight. I need to restart it.
no worries,
Just-
I
just don't
wasn't at
lose
the
it.
last meeting, but
Okay.
based upon that last conversation we had, I'm happy doing so. I
Mhm.
mean, I read the minutes, so.
Okay.
Thank you, Laura, though. I find that surprising,
Same,
very surprising.
yep,
Yeah.
same.
I don't know.
So are you ready?
I'm just, I'm adding our minutes that, this is for the January 19th, 2023 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me just add Rob made a motion.
And Laura second.
Yep. And then I'll pull it up. It is ready to go. So let me just share. Okay, any comments? Is it? Yeah, is it showing now?
No, it's just showing your home screen.
Yeah, I think it went to a, I picked screen 2 and it said, nope.
Okay.
Here it goes.
I just had some minor input, but I'll throw it out there to the three of you.
We got it,
to-
Christie.
Okay. All right. So does anyone have any comments? Okay,
So I have one
please.
under number 3, Christie.
Yep.
William Joyce, we actually thought he was the executive director,
He is.
but he clarified he's the executive director of board staff,
Okay.
which is what you see, and that's why Catherine had put that in there. So I don't know if we want to, clarify that in that.
Got it.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought he was executive director. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, he took a minute to actually like specify that with us. So
Right. Okay. Yeah. I had that highlighted. I wasn't sure what he. Okay. Because I know that he was right. In other words, he's not part of the board. He's right. Executive director. The board say yes. Okay. So
I do not get, okay, I
So
do
let me-
not get these words on the explanation from 28.1 on. I don't follow. So does anybody remember who was there? What words are missing from this to make it?
yeah, probably not well enough. Bob would be the person who probably would remember
all right.
best.
So here's the thing. Okay. So I looked at it today. Okay. I viewed it today and okay, 521C regs kick in with 3 or more units in the building.
I get
Yeah.
that.
Okay, and then 28.1 has an exemption when all accessible units and public areas are on the ground floor. That's my understanding.
Okay, here we go now. What's it?
What do you mean? What?
Other buildings will require it.
Yep, it's an elevator.
Oh, an elevator. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Jiminy.
An elevator, yes.
I
Skimmed
could
right
not
over that.
figure that out. Okay,
Require an elevator, yes, over 20 units or height. Now, without having to get into the minutia, when you have 3 buildings, such as we do at the corner of, what is that?
Leland Hill Road.
No, Prentice Street.
Oh, yeah.
Prentice Street behind Bradish's, that a developer can't kind of skirt the regs by saying with the whole 12, 14, 12, whatever, there's like 36 or some odd, that they count the total number of units. And if the total number of units in all 3 buildings is 20 or over, in that instance, that there was a requirement for there to be, I guess, an elevator. And so we may have an issue in town that may come up regarding that project, but I guess we don't have to get into the minutia of whether it's 1 or more buildings, but it's just, and other buildings will require it, an elevator over 20 units or height. 21 units need 5% group 2 accessible units, at least 1 unit. I don't know if you want to put the word unit after the number 1. %, group 2 accessible units, at least 1 unit.
Or is it, a minimum of 1.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that at a very high level summarizes a conversation that would be expected of minutes. I don't think we need to memorialize everything that was discussed.
Right.
Okay, so that makes much more sense.
Okay, and all right, what was that, Rob?
Oh, I was glad that it was clarified because it's actually really nice to have an outsider or someone who wasn't there reading through. Because like I said, it was easy for me to like sort of skim through. I'm like, oh yeah, I know what that means, and just kind of keep on moving.
That's great. Rob, any other input regarding revisions?
Not to my recollection. I'm double checking now though.
All right, I had something under older business. Okay, number 6. Bottom of the page, that Bob consulted with an interpreter. Okay, so here what happened is that Bob initially misspoke and then corrected himself. When he spoke about the approved, select board has approved language for the use of closed captioning. It wasn't interpreters in closed captioning. Initially, he did say interpreters, then doubled back and clarified that it was really just pertaining to closed captioning. So the word interpreters and the word and can be deleted. So it's,
Who did he
no,
consult?
no, not the
Oh.
first sentence. I'm talking about the fourth line. In other words, Bob consulted with an interpreter who was able to audit most recent town meeting. That's fine. I'm talking about the 2 sentences later.
Yep, you got it.
Select board has approved language for the use of closed captioning. Yes, exactly. And then following it says there is now a 5-day deadline recommendation to request closed captioning. So the word an interpreter needs to be swapped out for closed captioning.
I thought it was interpreter that we told him
No,
about, remember? I think I was there for that part.
Why would we need 5 days to ask for closed captioning? That doesn't make sense. to
Yeah,
me.
that doesn't make sense. I thought it was an interpreter.
No, it had to be, it had to be for, okay, it had to be for a live, okay, so let me step back a second.
Oh,
The
for live transcription.
For live trend, yes. For live, in other words, for it
Live-
to be not just Zoom, but for, if we were to have a meeting in a meeting room. And we
That's
needed.
CART.
Cart, that's cart.
Some
No,
people
but it
don't-
wasn't, no, but it wasn't CART. It had to do with the fact that, unless I'm mistaken, I thought it was that when we enter a meeting room, just like we had with the select board room, meeting room A, and we have the, remember how Christy Jack was in the booth? And I think there's a policy that was put in place on January 3rd by the select board with input from the select board and us to the cable advisory committee, that there would be 6 committees by default that if they were using certain rooms would have closed captioning.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
But it wasn't CART. It was just having closed captioning appear on the screen in such a way that it would carry forward to playback, not
Yeah,
just
yeah,
during the
but-
meeting.
Yeah, but
And
this
that-
had nothing to do with that. I'm almost certain. I remember this conversation very distinctly because I'm the one who said 5 business days to get an interpreter. I remember that distinctly.
Okay, all right. So I'm okay.
Yeah,
But I was kind of blending the two in error.
Yeah, and I was at that select board meeting when we talked about closed captioning, and I don't remember 5 days, so I think that, and it doesn't make sense for closed
Right.
caption.
Okay, right. And so there is now a 5-day deadline. Is
yeah. And
would
all
it
the
sound-
accommodation and invitations, if you need accommodations for this event, please notify us 5 days in advance,
Okay.
business days, that you need an interpreter. And
Okay.
hopefully within 5 days, we'll have someone.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
so
Yeah.
that's
Closed
then that,
captioning doesn't make sense, because I think that there was 5 or 6 meetings that will always get it. So
right.
that is separate from what we're talking about here.
Okay, all right. I thought it was the same. I'm sorry. And
It's
so,
okay, Roger.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
all right. And so the closed captioning had to do, and I just want by reference to mention that in the draft 2022 report of the commission, I had added that about input the Cable Oversight Committee through Mr. Bergon Grafton's newly established public access broadcast closed caption policy. Because it's 2022, I intentionally didn't add that policy was approved, because technically the approval occurred in 2023. But getting back to our web content, I would like to see that policy included in our webpage to reflect that we are included in one of the committees that has it by default. So.
Hold on, Catherine just joined us. I just need to mark it in the old minutes.
Hi,
Sorry.
Catherine.
I'm just gonna stop the share while I jump over. Hi, Catherine.
Hello, everybody finished up, so
Hello.
I had 2 nursing students in here taking a test until just now, so
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
you can come work for me.
That's
But
You
you
know-
do remote proctoring, right?
No, I do it in person proctoring, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Catherine, you know what?
Hmm.
It's almost comical that, all right, so today, during my lunch hour, I'm a nerd. I watched last month's meeting on TV. It happened to be on at 12:30 on GCTV.
Oh.
And so Christy came in just at the last thing that the committee was
like the
doing.
finish line.
It was the minutes. It was approval of the minutes. And so here we are, deja
Yeah.
vu. Welcome to the end.
I made it, better
I'm
late than
glad
never,
that-
literally.
No, thank you for attending.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you folks for setting me straight that those were 2 different issues regarding closed captioning and interpreters. Okay,
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it back up now that I've added Catherine.
okay.
Sorry. Okay, back to sharing the screen. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Okay, so then after talking about that, then we did the new business. I joined the meeting and we took the vote for our December meeting minutes.
Right, but I had something to add regarding bylaw study committee
Okay,
under B.
let's see.
Under
Oh, yeah.
old business 6B.
Okay.
Yes, all right. So bylaw study committee, Mr. Berger had said that that item was deferred to me, so deferred to Roger Trahan to follow up with Mr. Kennedy. So I had overlooked that piece. That had to do with safety and order, where the bylaw study committee, there's a huge swath of stuff that may already be now duplicated by state law and doesn't really need to be in our bylaws. It had to do with accessible spaces and the formula and the number that are required that are contained in the state code. And so I will be the one. So defer to Roger Trahan for follow-up with Mr. Kennedy on this item. Because Bob had left some messages and so I took that from him, because I had been in touch with Mr. Kennedy to get him to one of our meetings, which hopefully will happen soon, in the same way that we had Mr. Joyce on, sort of as a roundtable. And then, other than that, I didn't have any other recommended changes. Does anyone else have any recommended changes to the draft minutes of January 19th?
Christy. My last name is spelled incorrectly a couple times,
Uh-oh.
which I had missed
Where?
actually
Here?
previously.
Here?
Where?
So where I just saw it, yeah,
Where?
where are we? So it's
I'm-
correct in number 3.
Wait, so
Like
that's
I just
right.
saw, so number 8 and 9.
Okay, let me go
Is that
back.
correct?
8 and 9.
Oh, you used Paul Selly. Oh, no, you confuse, yeah, Paul Sinelli, not Paul Selly's.
8
All right.
and 9.
I think those
Oh,
were the only.
yes,
Ah,
got it.
All right.
Wait a minute, let
Another
me go
one.
to 9. That's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but that's weird that I
Yeah,
would
it's
do it
funny.
twice. I think that's funny. Okay, thanks, Rob.
No biggie at all. Thank you.
I have a student this semester who has a a Hispanic name, Paul, but it's a female, Polymard or something like that. So it's POL. So it's
Right.
interesting. I'm thinking of that. Okay, so any other discussion?
All right, hearing none. All those in favor by roll call, Laura,
Laura Janine, I.
Christie,
Aye.
Catherine,
Aye.
Rob,
I,
Roger, I declare the motion carried 5-0. Okay,
Wait a minute, one more question. So I can
Oh.
vote yes, even though I wasn't there the whole time. But
yes.
now
it-
that doesn't matter after what we know from Mr. Parker.
Yes, yes,
All I had
it-
to
it-
do was read them.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's,
Okay.
yeah, there's a whole bunch of situations that the state, that committees were
Okay.
running into where people, like, let's say there was a turnover and you were going to last year's minutes and there was a turnover enough that you would never be able to approve the minutes. So I think it's a matter of trust, or people may choose to abstain if they don't feel comfortable
Okay.
with it. But all right, so hold on one second. All right, so new business. Any new business items? All right. Hearing none, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
Before you do so, remember, we wanted to announce the next meeting, and if anyone was
yes.
going to have any issues with attending that meeting. 'cause
Oh,
I
yeah,
used to put,
Thursday, March 16th at 6:30.
That's my spring break. I'm
Same.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
So I won't have any work
not
conflicts
going
that week.
anywhere. I
Same.
should be here, but I'll let you know closer. I'm not traveling as much as I thought I would be.
All
So
right, and
But-
I'll just let the committee know that this represents the 6th of 6 Zoom meetings. I will be contacting the, I think it might either Amber or Cindy to set up 6 more Zoom meetings. I guess this may creep up on committees, but the chair is responsible for keeping track. When I log on, I can see what number it is in a series of 6 or 12 or whatever. But so who can't make the 16th?
maybe me, but I'm not sure.
All right.
And then can you also keep your ear to the ground? If May 11th, technically COVID is over, if we're not allowed to meet remotely after that point, just keep
Okay.
your ear to the ground on it. There's no discussion because it's not in our hands for that
Okay.
decision.
So I think, so we, aside from that piece, and this is a moving piece. Going back to our first meeting as reconstituted, September 19th of 19. The accessibility or disability commissions are otherwise exempt by local option, that if we vote, and we did vote to, under the old rules, as long as whoever's chairing the meeting is physically present in the meeting room, all we have to do is have one person physically present in the meeting room. And everyone else, as long as we maintain a quorum, can be elsewhere. At that time, we weren't doing Zoom, so it became difficult for any more than one person to actually call in. Now we have the capability, and we've seen it on other board meetings like the select board, that people call in all the time, whether it's guests or committee members. So just bear that in mind, that once the COVID restrictions do end, we should remind the select board that we can, because we previously voted, and I can bring that up and pull that wording up from that meeting, that as long as one person is present in the meeting room, everyone else can be elsewhere, as long as we do votes by roll call.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's some flexibility there. If people don't feel comfortable, or just because of their schedule or whatnot, I like Zoom. I think attendance has been great. It allows people to pop in for parts of the meeting or arrive late if needed. So anyway, so that's May 11th, Christie? I thought it was
Yes.
March 11th.
No, May 11th.
Oh, it's May 11th. Okay, okay. All right, I'll keep tabs on that.
Isn't that Mother's Day?
Is it?
I don't know, but it's like right around that time.
Mm-hmm.
What does that say? What
All
does
right.
it mean?
Right, so 5/11 COVID exemptions and okay. But you know what though, I'll pipe in that when these exemptions were going to end the first time, it was a midnight vote of the legislature that extended it. And I remember we almost weren't able to have one of our meetings. I was waiting for word that we could have a remote meeting.
Mhm.
And it literally happened like that the night before. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if so many people that are used to Zoom that they will probably petition for an extension to continue the way we've been going. I don't know if anyone's really fought for in person. Has anyone heard word on the street whether people are okay with all Zoom?
I've not heard that anybody's fighting for all in person
Right.
at all.
I like it this way, especially when we add closed captioning to the process. I think it makes it so much more accessible.
I
Mhm.
agree 100%.
Yeah. So, okay. Now I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
All right, Christie, do we have a second, Catherine?
I'll second.
Okay, Catherine seconded. Hint, hint, right? All right.
Already had her name in there.
Oh, okay. All right. All those in favor?
I just
of-
copy and paste from last month.
All those in favor of adjournment, Laura,
Laura, I.
Christie,
Christie, I.
Catherine,
Aye.
Rob,
Hi.
Roger, I declare the motion carried unanimously, 5-0. This meeting is adjourned at 7:24 PM.